Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm your host, Cameron, and today we're going to be continuing with the series on how to make a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game in Clickteam Fusion. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about jump scares and a game over screen. So, in the last episode, we did animatronic AI, and I highly suggest you actually watch that video before watching this because there are some parts like the animatronic AI that are going to be incorporated into this, and I feel like if you don't watch that last episode, then you're gonna be very confused on what to do here. But I mean, that's just me. But once again, gotta apologize for not uploading. I just haven't really wanted to upload for a bit, but we're back now, and we're going to continue with the series. And obviously, we're going to be discussing jump scares. So basically, we're going to make it so that whenever Bonnie and Chica are at their closest position, aka the doors, we're going to make it so that we're going to let them in, and they're going to jump scare us, and it's going to take us to a game over screen and load us right back into the night. Not only that, but we're also going to make it so that once they appear at the doors, we can actually get rid of them because we can't just let them jump scare us. We have to get rid of them somehow. So the first step to do this is we're going to double click into our office and we're going to insert two new frames. That one be two frames, one of them being just Bonnie and the other one just Bonnie at the left door and one with Chica at the right door. So go to here and I have it down here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. So as you can see, I have one frame where Bonnie is at the left, and I'm going to insert a new frame, and I'm going to have one where Chica's at the right. Basically having two instances where the animatronic is not at the left door, the animatronic is at the left door, and one where there's no animatronic at the right door, and one where there is an animatronic at the right door. Alright, there we go. So we have these two here now, and next step is to go over to View Hotspot, hold down Alt, and press the middle square. Cool. And now we're good. We got that all done. Now, let's get to the coding. Actually, no, we cannot get to the coding yet because we have to do two more things. We have to hold down Shift and select all of our countdown counters and location counters and just drag it down here. And we're going to right-click, insert object, counter, okay? And we're going to title this Bonnie Aggression. So basically, whenever they're at the door, they're going to be aggressive and have a counter that counts down to 0. And basically how it works is, if the door is open while this counter over here equals 0, then you could jump scare. But if you have the door closed and this counter equals 0, then they go away. That's only for one of them though, because we still have to do it for Chica. So just go right click. I'm actually gonna clone this object because it just makes another object easily, but it doesn't copy the code in any way. So I'm gonna clone it, and I'm just gonna rename this to Chica Aggression. Or you could just insert another counter by itself. There we go. And I'm gonna drag it over here. I'm gonna drag this a little over here. Okay. Now we're good. So next step is to go right click, insert object, and this is going to be our jump scares. So our jump scares are going to be just one single animation where the animatronic is really close to your face and just jump scares you. Except mine is just both Bonnie and Chica just coming close to you, and that's it. So we'll insert our active object, and we're going to rename this to Bonnie Jump Scare. Alright, double click into it, and just insert our frames for our Bonnie Jump Scare. Similar to the camera situation where you have to insert it like kind of every single instance, like where you just lifted it up and then you're kind of lifting it up, you know what I mean. We're doing the same thing for the Bonnie jump scare where we have one frame where Bonnie just like slightly appears, and then the last frame is going to be when Bonnie's directly in your face, and all the frames in between are going to be him moving closer towards you. Alright, and we're just gonna insert this one by one. I'm very tired today, I don't know why. Alright, and once you have all your Bonnie jump scare animation frames down, go over to frame 1, go to View Hotspot, and hold down Alt and press the middle square, and that's all there. And as you can see, I have different frames where Bonnie is just moving into the camera, and that's kind of the final frame. Obviously, I didn't want to draw an actual jump scare because who wants to do that? So, we got a perfect jump scare right there. I'm actually going to go over to direction options though, and I'm just going to make this a lot faster. I'm going to change this to 85. Yeah, a bit faster, that works. Awesome. And Bonnie should just be kind of out of frame right here, and all I gotta do is just snap to grid and just put him in there. Now the next step is we're going to insert another one for Chica. So we're gonna go insert object, active, gonna rename this to Chica jump scare. Once again, this is gonna be the exact same thing like the Bonnie jump scare, but with Chica. So just insert all of your Chica frames. Gonna be pretty easy. Obviously, it's just every frame is kind of like how close the animatronic gets to you, or not even how close it gets, but just, you know what I mean. And once you insert all of your Chica animation frames, you want to go over to frame 1, hold on Alt, go over to the view hotspot, and just press the middle square. And now Chica should be good. Yep. Awesome. I'm going to go over to direction options, and I'm just going to change this to 85 again because I want the jump scare to be nice and quick. There we go. And I'm going to quick snap to grid, and now we have both Chica and Bonnie. And now the next step before we can actually get over to the coding process is we want to select both Bonnie jump scare and Chica jump scare, go over to runtime options, and unselect follow the frame. So no matter where the animatronic jump scares us, it's going to stay right in our face instead of staying in one position. Got it? Alright. Now, let's go over to the event editor, and we're going to go right down to Bonnie AI. And first of all, before we do this, go over to where it says every R random 100 to 200, right click, insert, go over to Bonnie location, compare the counter to a value, choose comparison method, lower or equal than 4. Well, no, just lower than 4. Lower than 4. So basically, no matter what, 4 for Bonnie is the closest position to us. I already did a little pre-recording before this, and I noticed that an issue was that Bonnie would go to a 5th number in his location counter, and because I never added this feature where the Bonnie location is lower than 4 when it's R random 100 to 200, and the reason for that is if you don't add that in, if Bonnie is at your left door and your aggression is counting down slower than the countdown is, the countdown will add 1 to the location and change his location to 5. And obviously, we haven't coded a 5, so we haven't made a location equals 5 yet, or at all. So that's why you gotta do this. And we're gonna do the same thing for Chica. Right click, insert, Chica location, lower than 4. Shit. Cool. So now that we have all that done, our next step is to go all the way back up here, just scroll up until you go over to your left light features, and we're just gonna change this for Bonnie and Chica. So this one is left hallway light activation is equal to 0, and right hallway light is equal to 0. We're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna go down here to where it says left hallway light activation equals 1, and the right hallway light activation equals 0. We're gonna go right click, insert, oh no, we're gonna just go to the line of code over here, right click, insert, go over to where it says Bonnie location, and choose compare the counter to a value, and we're going to compare this to 4. So, oh no, we're gonna go over and make it different than 4. So basically when it's different than 4, it's just gonna show the left light. That's all it's gonna show. And yeah, both their jump scares are gonna play, but yeah, as you can see, it's not equal, it's different than 4, so it's just showing this. But when it equals 4, then he's going to appear here. And obviously we're gonna get rid of the jump scares eventually, but we're not there yet. So then you wanna go copy and paste. Go down to line code 12 where it says, well, duplication where it says Bonnie location is different than 4. You want to go over, choose comparison method, and make that equal. And if you go back to your office, and we're going to see what frame has just Bonnie at the left door, and that would be frame 4. Which means you have to type in 3. So go over to where it says office, and the same line of code where it says Bonnie location is equal to 4. Go over to force animation frame to 1, right click, edit, and just change it to 3. Cool. And we're going to do the same thing for Chica. So go down to where it says left hallway light activation equals 0, and right hallway light activation equals 1. We want to go right click, insert, Chica location, compare the counter to a value when it is when it is different than 4. Oh, not different than 0, different than 4. It's just going to show the right light. But we're going to copy and paste this and change this bottom number over here to equal. So when it equals 4, it's just going to show Chica at the right door. Which, what frame is that? That would be frame 5. Awesome. So basically we have to type in 4. Go over and go to right click over at the office where it says force animation frame to 2, where it says Chica location equals 4. Right click, edit, 4. Cool. And now this should work, but obviously we gotta fiddle some things around because I don't want to see like the Bonnie and Chica jump scare already started when we start the night. So we have that done. So we're gonna go all the way back down to where it says Bonnie AI. And where it says Bonnie AI, go over to where it's underneath Bonnie jump scare. We're gonna go right click, animation, stop, right click again, visibility, invisible, and we're gonna just drag this check mark over to Chica because it's just gonna do the same thing. So when we load up the night, there we go, no jump scare. And as you can see, we're gonna play the waiting game for both Bonnie and Chica to come over to the office door. Feel like I should have made them a little bit faster, but what are you gonna do? So we're just gonna wait, and then when both of these numbers equal 4, or when one of these numbers underneath equals 4, that means they're at our closest position. So basically, when Bonnie location counter equals 4, Bonnie's going to appear at the left door, and it's gonna be the same thing for Chica, but she's gonna appear at the right door. So let's play the waiting game. Alright, so Chica's almost here. I don't know how Chica's almost here because I made her slower than Bonnie on purpose, but whatever. So basically, she's getting close. And when this number equals 4, she's going to appear at the right door, right? Yep, there she is. And obviously she can't jump scare us right now. We can't get rid of her with the door yet because that's the next step. So she's just gonna stand there. But Bonnie's gonna move closer now, and we're going to see him appear at the door. Correct? Yep. So they're both here, and as you can see, this counter up here is not counting down at all, and that is exactly what we want because we don't want the animatronics to go any further than 4 because 4 is our closest position. Well, actually, we do want them to go further than 4, but like, I want them to actually jump scare us and not like, you know what I mean. But now that we got that done, our next step is to get rid of the animatronic. So to do that, we're gonna go over to where it says Bonnie AI, go over to new condition. Oh my god, what is wrong with this chair, bro? Go to new condition, go over to Bonnie location, compare the counter to a value. When it is equal to 4, we're gonna go right click, insert, go over to the timer. I'm gonna say every 800ths of a second. We're gonna go over to the Bonnie aggression, right click, subtract from counter 1, and we're gonna go over to new condition, Bonnie location, compare the counter to a value, and we're going to say when it is different than 4, aka when Bonnie's not at her door, we're going to go over to Bonnie aggression, right click, set counter to 100. So basically what this will do is this number, no matter what, will count down. The aggression over here will count down no matter what. However, that is only when this number right here is equal to 4. When it is different than 4, aka 1, 2, 3, all that, this will just remain at 100. So no matter what, when Bonnie appears, this number will count down from 100 because we made it so that it's different than 4, you know what I mean? But we're just gonna wait for Bonnie to show up, and once Bonnie shows up and this kind of counts down, we're on the road to success. Alright, so we're getting close. Bonnie's almost at 4. He is currently at 3. And Bonnie's gonna move closer. Does make me think though, like why is Bonnie a dude? Like Bonnie's a female name. I never met a dude named Bonnie. I've met a woman named Bonnie. My great grandmother. Okay, anyway, yep. that counter is counting down, and Bonnie's right here. So basically, our next step. So now that it works, oh yeah, we gotta make it so that it equals 0. But what this will do is, basically, since this counter equaled 0 originally, now it's just counting down forever. When it equals 0, the door was up, so that means he's gonna jump scares. But when we release the door down and that counter equals 0, then he's just gonna go away, and that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're gonna go over to new condition. We're gonna go over to where it says left door activation. Compare the counter to a value equals to 1. And we go right click, insert, go over to not Bonnie location, to where it says Bonnie aggression. Compare the counter to a value is equal to 0. Excuse me. Then we're just gonna go and go over to where it says Bonnie location, and we're going to set Bonnie to what number? 1. So 1 in my case is whenever we close the door, I'm just sending Bonnie back to camera 5 over here. You could set Bonnie back to camera 6, which is the upmost part of the map, aka the show stage. But I'm just gonna make it so that it's a room ahead, because in the original Five Nights at Freddy's, Bonnie and Chica kind of just go back to the dining area, because no, they're not gonna deactivate when they go back on stage. They're just gonna stay awake. So yeah. And since we have that active, it's just gonna send him back. And I'm actually gonna go over to where it says static, and I'm just gonna go right click, effect, semi-transparency, just set that to 0, because if you remember, when this is lower, when the alpha blending coefficient of the static is lower than 200, aka any number below 200, then it's just gonna add some static to it. You don't have to do that, but I'm just gonna do that. And we're gonna make it, so we're gonna go 91, and we're gonna copy and paste, go over to where it says left door activation, we're gonna double click into it, and make it equal to 0. So when that's equal to 0, we're going to go the timer, right click, fire event after given delay, we're going to say 300 of a second, and we're going to say Bonnie jump scare. We're already getting to the jump scare sections. Awesome. I gotta copy that actually. Yep. Go over to new condition. Go over to the timer, on event, Bonnie jump scare. We're gonna go over to our actual Bonnie jump scare. Right click, animation, start. Right click on it again, visibility, reappear. And when that happens, we're gonna go over back to the timer over in Bonnie jump scare. Right click, fire event after giving delay, and we're gonna say after a second. Yeah, I'm gonna say just after. I think after 60 hundredths of a second is good. No, just a second. After 1 second, we're going to fire an event called Game Over, which obviously later in the tutorial, it's going to actually, make a game over. We're gonna make a game over frame and do all that fun jazz. So okay, go over to new condition, the timer, on event, game over, and we're gonna make a new frame called game over. I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm just gonna worry about Chica and just make sure all oh shit, that hurt. Just make sure all the shit works. So now that we have that done, we're gonna test out Bonnie completely. But I'm actually gonna make Bonnie a little quicker because I don't wanna wait. So what's up, 100 to 200, 250? I'm gonna just say 100 to 125 because that's quick. Alright. Yeah, let's move it down a lot quicker. And now we're just gonna wait. Wait for Bonnie to show up. And we're gonna test out both ways. One with the door open and one with the door closed. Alright, Bonnie's getting close. Come on, Bonnie. Okay, he's here. As you can see, the counter's counting down. And we're gonna close the door. And when this equals 0, since I have the door closed, he should go back to 1. And the counter should go back down. And this counter underneath should go back to 100. Awesome. So that worked. The whole getting rid of Bonnie works. Now, we're gonna do the same thing for Chica. Or not Chica, we're just gonna make it so that Bonnie can actually jump scare us and with the jump scare actually works. Bonnie is getting close. Oh yeah, Chica's here too. I don't know what she's doing here, but Bonnie's getting close. Almost here, and we're just gonna let him jump scare us. Because there's no reason. Yep, he's here. Bonnie, jump scare me, baby. And there we go. He jump scares. And obviously we gotta make it so that it gets us the game over, blah, you died. And then just take us back to the menu or something. So, yeah, there we go. So that worked. Nice. I was actually not expecting that to work all the way, but now we gotta do the same thing for Chica. It is pretty much the exact same thing as Chica, but you know how I roll. So, first of all, I'm just gonna change this Bonnie AI back to just 200 to 250, or what was it I said at 100 to 250, I think it was? Yeah, 100 to 250. Because I still want Bonnie to be slow, and I'll just change Chica's AI to be much quicker because obviously I want her to be faster so we can just get rid of her quickly. So do that, set that to 100, make it really quick. And now, our next step is to go over to new condition under Chica AI, go over to where it says, oh shit, new condition, Chica location, compare the counter to a value. When it is equal to 4, we're gonna go right click, insert the timer every 800 per second again. I feel like 800 per second was kind of slow, but since this is night 1, it's fine because it's night 1, and obviously in the later nights, our future tutorials, we're gonna get to multiple nights and making them much faster. So go over to Chica aggression, right click, subtract from counter 1, and then go over to new condition, Chica location, compare the counter to a value. When it is different than 4, we're gonna set this counter over here, the Chica aggression, to 100. Same as Bonnie, but just Chica the chicken. So now that we have that done, I'm just trying to make sure I did everything correctly. Yeah, I did everything correctly. So now we want to do new condition. Right door activation, compare the counter to value, is set to 1. Right click, insert. Chica aggression, compare the counter to value, 0. Then we're gonna set her back to, you know, just set her back to 1 with Bonnie. Awesome. And since we have that done, we're gonna go over to the static again. Right click, effect semi-transparency or alpha blending coefficient to 0. Then we're gonna go over to new condition. Actually no, we're not. We're just gonna go. No, are we? Yeah, we'll just do it. Copy and paste that and go over to where it says right door activation equals 1, and we're gonna make it equals 0. And when that equals 0, we're going to fire an event after given delay. Yeah, we're gonna fire an event after given delay. Make it 300 per second again, and we're gonna title this Chica Jumpscare. Copy that. New condition, the timer on event, Chica Jumpscare. Go over to Chica Jumpscare over here. Right click, animation, start. Right click, visibility, reappear. We have that done. Go over to the timer over at Chica Jumpscare. Right click, fire event after given delay, 1 second, and we're gonna title this game over. Now, we're not gonna copy this because we already have a code named game over. So no matter what, if Chica jump scares us, it's just gonna go back to this 94 code over here which says game over. And it's gonna be the same thing for Bonnie. Bonnie will jump scare us, it's gonna take us to game over. Over here. When Chica jump scares us, it's just gonna take us to game over. No matter what. So we don't have to make a separate code for that. So now that we have that done, it should actually work. I hope. I pray. Alright. Chica's coming. And that's not a joke for the internet to enjoy. Let me know if you get that reference. Okay, anyway. Oh. So when this counts down and I have this door closed, she should go back to 1. Correct? Let's look at the cameras. Yep, and the static even played over. There we go. They're both back there. Awesome. It's working. Oh, I don't know why I'm in OBS. Alright, there we go. Cool. Oh, and our buns are dry now too. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. The buns were not jutting out before, but maybe that's just God on my side. I don't know. All right. She's coming through. She's gonna jump scare us, right? And cool. It worked. Nice. We got it working now. So that's honestly pretty much it for the jump scares. What? I did not think it was gonna take that short amount of time to do that, but now my buttons are sticking in. Let me figure that out real quick. Just to make the buttons work all the time. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, I don't really know what's causing that. That's probably just like a Clickteam bug. I don't know. But we got that. We got that working now. So now we're gonna add in a game over screen. So we're gonna go over to this application up here. Right click, new frame, game over. Not gain over. Game over. What the? Tight. You stupid bitch. Okay, game over. So we're gonna go over to game over, and we're actually gonna, before we do that, we're gonna go over to where it says on timer event game over, and go to storyboard controls, right click, where does it say? Jump to frame, game over. Cool. So next what we want to do is we want to go right click, insert. We're just gonna insert a black background for now, and we're not really gonna do much with it. You can insert your own background if you want. Like if you want like the animatronic, like an animatronic to show up when you get jump scared, that's fine. Like just in the background here, that's cool. Like you can do that if you want. It's pretty similar to this, but I'm gonna snap to grid this up here, and I'm gonna rename this to just black background because that's all it is. Brown. Double click into it. Go over to resize, make it 1280 by 720. Apply, clear it, go over to the fill tool and just color this black. There we go. And now it's in there. And I'm gonna go to new layer over here. I'm gonna go to layer 2. I'm gonna right click, insert object, and I'm just gonna get a string. Where's the string? String, there it is. And I'm just gonna go over, I'm gonna edit this, so I'm gonna go over to text options. And I'm gonna change the font to Terminal. It's the same font that Scott Cawthon uses for Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I think, I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm gonna make the game over pretty big, so I'm just gonna go like that. And I'm gonna resize this so that all the letters can fit through. Cool. I'm gonna rename this to game over string. Cool. I'm gonna change the color of this to red. No, it's white. And I am going to center alignments. And I'm just gonna go right click. Where is it? Align in frame, horizontal center. Right click. Align in frame, vertical center. That's just me. You don't gotta do that, but it's just something I like to do. I'm gonna double click into it, and I'm just gonna type in game over. Cool. And I'm just gonna shorten this because it's not as big as I thought. Okay, right click, align frame, horizontal center, vertical center. Okay, cool. That works. And now I'm gonna insert some static over this because I think it's gonna look a lot better. So I'm gonna go new layer, layer 3, right click, insert objects, active. Alright, and I'm gonna rename this to static. Static overlay, actually. Double click into it, go over to import, and just import your static. So static 1, okay, new frame, static 2, all that. You don't have to insert static if you don't want to. I'm just gonna do it because I think it looks better. Makes the game look more unique. Turn away. Or makes the game over look more unique, rather. Alright, I just gotta insert one more frame of this, and we are good. Okay, very cool. Very cool. And to make sure that this is all aligned, I'm gonna go over to View Hotspot, hold down Alt, and press the middle square. And I'm gonna go over to Direction Options, and set the speed to 99, and loop it. So now, static's working, cool. And we're going to overlay this over our frame. Now, the next step I think we're gonna do is, for this basically what we're gonna do is, we're gonna make it so that once you get a game over and you actually load into the game over, the static is just gonna solidly play like this at first. It's gonna play like this at first, but then about 5 seconds into the game over, it's gonna fade out, And when it fades out, then it's going to actually show our game over, and then 10 seconds after, or like 7 seconds after, we'll say, it just sets us back to the menu, and we get to do it again. So that's just what we're going to do. And actually, we're going to go over to the event editor after you've done all that. And I'm going to insert a group of events just to organize everything. I'm going to just call this, I just sounded like a rapper for a second, general game over stuff. I don't know. General game over tools, I guess. I don't know. Go over to start a frame. Start a frame. And we're going to, what are we going to do? Oh, I gotta think. What are we going to do? Actually, no, I know what we're going to do. We're going to go the timer, right click, fire event after giving delay, 5 seconds. We're going to title this static fade out. Not completely, but it is going to fade out. Copy that. New condition, the timer, on event, static fade out. We're going to go to the timer again, right click, fire event after giving delay, 7.5 seconds, we'll just say, just to feel just sassy, I guess. We're going to title this return to menu. There we go. The timer, on event, return to menu, and we're just going to say right click, jump to frame, menu. Obviously. Awesome. So we have that all done. Alright, so the next step is, after you've done that, I'm actually going to go back to frame editor, and I'm going to insert a counter. Right click, insert object, counter, and I'm just going to call this game over sequence. Game over sequence. And I'm going to edit this so that it's all white so you guys can actually see it over the static. So I'm just going to edit this to all be white. Oh shit, didn't mean to do that. Just edit all the way. That is if, you know, you gotta be able to see the number. Black on black is not a good idea. There we go. Awesome, and I'm just gonna insert it like over that. So now it should show up, right? Yeah, awesome. And since we have that, we're gonna go over to where it says start a frame. We're gonna go over to game over sequence counter, right click, set counter to 0. There we go. Go over to where it says on timer event static fade out. Go over to game over sequence again, right click, set counter to 1, and do the same thing for return to menu. Actually no, don't do the same thing for the return to menu, because return to menu is just to return the player to the menu. We don't have to do all that. So the next step after that is go over to new condition, game over sequence, compare the counter to a value. When it is equal, then 1. Gonna go right click, insert, go over to static overlay, compare expression to a value, and when it is, and this is just so that after 5 seconds, the static will load in and all that. So go over to where it says static overlay, effect, alpha blending coefficient. Once you see this up top, go over to this drop down menu, open it, and select lower than 200, we'll say. Actually, we'll say like 185. So when it's lower than 185, we're gonna go right click over on static overlay, right click, effect, alpha blending coefficient, and we're gonna go say static overlay, effect, alpha blending coefficient +5. So after 5 seconds, this should work. Hopefully. This is set to 1. After 5 seconds, it's gonna be set to 1, and yep, it works. Awesome. And then it's just gonna set us back to the menu. It works. I think I'm gonna make that a little less actually. So instead of it being after 5 seconds, I'm just gonna say after 3 seconds, because we don't have to see that forever. And since I'm setting that to 3 seconds, yeah, that should work. Shoot. Yeah, that works a lot better. Alright, now I just want to kind of put this over here, and we're going to test out the game over and actually see if it works. To see if it all works, just go over to where it says run application, and this will load up the entire application. You cannot do this if you're running a frame. Go over to a new game. This is if you're following along me exactly. Just load back into your night 1. There we go. And we're just gonna let the animatronics jump scare us. I forgot to change Chica. We'll change Chica afterwards. Alright. Chica's coming close because I forgot to just come quick too because I forgot to change that, but yep. She's gonna be coming close and jump scare takes us right to the game over. And it says game over. Cool, and it's just gonna send us right back to the menu. Right? Yep. Alright, that works for Chica. And we're gonna do the same thing for Bonnie, but I'm actually just gonna make Chica slow real quick, so go over to Chica AI and just change this to 200 to 250 again. Or actually, no, 200 to 300. We'll just say that. And now, we're gonna let Bonnie jump scare us. Nope, don't run frame. I accidentally ran frame. Run application. Remember, this will not work if you just run a single frame. New game. Loading. And now we wait. I'm actually gonna close the door so Chica doesn't jump scare me at all. And it should be getting close. Alright, he's here. And jump scare. Okay. Game over. Takes us right to the game over. And it should take us right back to the menu. Correct? Yep. And that's about it for the tutorial. Everything works out pretty good. We managed a game over, jump scares, all that. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about power, I think? We might be either talking about time or power next. I gotta check out the document just to see. By the way, if you are curious, I have a document in the description of this video and all my other videos on this sort of topic. And basically, that just leads to all future and side tutorials I am going to be doing in the future. I already have it all laid out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more, let me know. Like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz, and I will see you guys in the next episode. See you guys.